Hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's just say we're gonna be streaming. Is the what the fuck are you talking about? Is the mic too loud or how does it sound? Just let me know in the chat. Alright, bet. So today, as it seems will be every day for the next 4 years, there's been an absurd amount of updates. I say we start by putting our tinfoil hats on and talking about the insanity of declassifying the JFK, RFK, and MLK assassination files. I'm kind of surprised that there's no conspiracy that they all have the same last name, because, you know, let's see. Assassinations, it seems. You know, it's crazy because, I feel like Trump's managed to get this, like, weird trio of, like, these three together. Like, I don't necessarily think that, you know, the people who are into MLK and against his assassination are the same people that, voted for Trump. To be honest. Speaking of which, who else has the last name K in chat? Wait a second. Hold on. I think we got one in our chat right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think that declassifying secret documents is like, I don't think it's gonna get the people what they want, and it's only gonna feed the conspiracy more. I highly doubt that there's just a document. Is my screen showing you guys my screen, or is it showing you the stream is starting screen still? Oh, that's awkward. Let's just go ahead and change that real quick. That's crazy. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. I think that there's no government document that oh, the silence is deafening. There's no government document that says, oh, the government assassinated these three people in this way, and this is why we did it. There's just gonna be a bunch of secret documents that are just like telling people, oh, we did this with this information. How's this? say this is what goes on behind the scenes. Let's just say technical difficulties.
1-3, the police are requesting an ambulance with detail man screaming full line. Inside the Irish Social Club at number 19 Park Street, West Rock Street.
I actually think, this is like not a super messed up thing. Is that any better? Slightly. Is the music still too loud or is the mic too quiet? I'll put music lower. Okay, how's that? You can still. Okay. How's the mic? Is this good? Okay. So yeah, what I was saying is that, I don't even think most Americans know who JFK even is anymore, or RFK, like the original RFK, not RFK Jr. And I don't think they know anything about the circumstances in which they died, or were assassinated, or murdered, or what have you. And I think that this only just serves to like stoke more conspiracy theory. And I think it's especially interesting that, well, basically JFK is the GOAT. And I think it's interesting that, we're talking about like honoring MLK in this way, like, sort of declassifying what happened to him. In the same breath, you're talking about getting rid of the equal employment opportunity, which is like, it's just so antithetical to what MLK would have believed in. It's like literally civil rights era President Lyndon B. Johnson, during the civil rights movement, this is what he signed because of Martin Luther King Jr. So it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, on one hand, you've got his inauguration happening on MLK Day, getting rid of the Equal Employment Act, and then also, exonerating him in some way. It's just like, I don't know what to think. And I think that's kind of Trump's MO, is to like not let people know what to think. It's pretty crazy. I think the big thing is that, the ACLU and these like civil rights unions and leadership groups are going to just sue him over and over again. Yes, he is quite ugly. Well, hold on. Trump. Good looking. Let's see. Let's just say this is the number one result. It's kind of unfortunate, actually. I did not get, I don't know. We don't know yet. We haven't gotten like full RTO'd. I don't know. The leadership, the guidance is weird. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I think that it's like a train coming at you. There's only so. Yeah, I know. I love work from home too. I feel like the way I feel about work from home and hybrid is like, on the one hand, yeah, it's a luxury, and I think that complaining about it too much doesn't really serve the narrative. But the real problem with the way that leadership in not just like in the private sector too, not just the federal government, them sort of exerting their power on the workforce to just do this or do that and changing agreements whenever they want, is like, that's the real problem, because it represents, unions have no power, the workers have no power, there's no bargaining power, and so that's when you get real abuse and real problems in the system, and you just repeat the cycle, and then you get fucking Upton Sinclair and muckrakers and all that crazy shit where it's like it just goes off the rails because, corporate leadership thinks they can get away with whatever they want. So that's not fun. And then, there's the... Oh. I thought Sir was your boss. Yeah, it is a bit ridiculous because it's like the government is kind of a corporation now. And like, to be fair, that's what Trump always said he was going to do. He said he was going to run it like it was a business. And for some reason that resonated with a lot of his voters. I think obviously it resonates with his, voters who are in the private sector or are CEOs themselves. But the weird thing I think is that I don't know why, like the majority of constituents, the fish tier list is not going to be till like 6:30, but I am going to do it. I'll get the Word document set up while I'm doing this. And just to give you sort of a taste of what's coming, I'm going to say white sturgeon is definitely number 9. Anyways, I do think that it is strange that so many, impoverished people and like a huge proportion of his voter base is below the poverty line. I don't know what he said that they latched onto. Bro, we do not have any presidents in the chat right now. That's all I'm going to say. I think that the one thing that Trump has done so far that I think is like kind of a decent move as far as domestic American policy goes is his, understanding that AI is important to regulate. I don't know if regulate's the right word because he's obviously a Republican, hands off. But the fact that he's even introducing AI to the White House a little bit, I think is not the worst thing in the world. I would have wanted Kamala to do it had she won. So that's not terrible, I guess. I hate Elon, though. Like, come on. I've never seen anyone ride harder for somebody than conservatives trying to defend Elon Musk's activities. Like, it's just absurd. And then the funny thing is, right now, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, he's a little bit awkward. Maybe he's got autism spectrum disorder. Maybe, he's a little bit neurodivergent. But how come they're so, lenient for him? And then when it comes to things like the Equal Employment Act, which helps neurodivergent people with mental disabilities, people with physical disabilities, anything, like it helps them. They hate that, but they're like, oh, it's okay for Elon to be a straight up Nazi, but, this is crazy. His very, best interest. A metal bat. I don't think you need a metal bat for him. I think that he is the kind of guy that folds over when you just, like, sort of bump into him. That's a promise. Yeah, he's a problem. I think that it's just such a crazy juxtaposition. And I also think it exemplifies the oligarchy more when you have kind of the leader in what some might consider green energy and, like, improving our green infrastructure. He is one of the leaders in it, but he's vying so hard for the Republican Party and under a president who is very anti-green energy. So it's just, like, if that doesn't just stream oligarchy where it's just about making money, I don't know what will. I mean, it's very clear that all he cares about is making money. So, I don't know. I do wonder what the EPA thinks. Lee Zeldin, that's their new goat. Anyone in chat worked for them before? No, no one's worked for the EPA. That's not a real place. Your mom? I think that one thing that was kind of interesting about the TikTok short-term ban is that it was kind of eye-opening for a lot of Americans, I think, and it created a little bit of class consciousness that, like, the government was willing, or anyone was willing to just, anyone with power was willing to just disregard their wishes for their own means. The one problem I have right now is that I think the worrisome thing, I truly think that most people who voted for him are in their own echo chamber, and the people who are against him are in another echo chamber. And so I genuinely think a lot of this crazy policy and the repercussions of it all are completely absent from all of that, all of their feeds, all of their social media and their news feeds. I just don't think they're seeing it at all. I've had some online discussions with some people in like comment sections and whatnot, and they just, um, partially they're just a different value set, but on the other hand, they just, I think they just genuinely have no idea what's happening, and so this is brutal. Yeah, it is weird. I think that a lot of people are saying that on TikTok after it got reinstated, they're getting like shadow banned from left leaning accounts and getting way more like Facebook and Trump content. I would not be surprised if they did some kind of backdoor deal with Trump. Like I think his name's Xiao Chu is the CEO. I'm sure they had some kind of deal going on to boost Trump. Red Note is better. I don't know if Red Note is better. I never used it, to be honest. But I think it's very funny that that was part of the conversation. Um, so I think that anyone play Honkai Star Rail in the chat, bro? Any Honkai Star Rail players? Wait, Honkai Star Rail. What the hell? You can Honkai my Star Rail. China #1. I don't know about that. Um, anyone get Herta? I bet Trump plays Honkai. Look at that face. He's a whale, though. All right, for a not so. Oh, dude. Yeah, Baron definitely plays. Absolutely. This is like not so fun. Um, the funny thing is, you're gonna see numbers like this, right? Planning flights for more than 5,000 immigrants, but look, they carried about 80 migrants, right? That took 2 U.S. military aircraft. For the next 6 months, you're gonna see numbers like, planning to deport 1,000, planning to deport 10,000. There's 1 million illegal immigrants that need to be kicked out of this country. You're gonna see stuff like that. But in actuality, what you're really going to see is, 150 here, 100 there. And it's all going to be people that were either already arrested and were already in the process of being deported. I think there's going to be very little uptick in deportations, genuinely. I think that what the real problem is, there's going to be a lot of detainments. I think deportation is a much more complicated task than just detaining. And then the scary thing is like, what do you do when the prisons are too full? And what do you do when you don't have space to put people? And that's when you get, I'm sure we can all imagine what happens after that when you run out of prisons and you're like, free labor. Just all that crazy shit. So I think that's pretty troublesome. The one thing that we have going now that there wasn't in history that would have prevented these things is like these mass forms of communication. And that's why I think people freak out about all these social media platforms and news networks, being tied up with Elon or with Donald Trump and Elon, is that they can sort of say what they want and then do what they want, and maybe they could suppress all forms of communication in that way. I think that that's a little bit short-sighted. The internet's like a pretty crazy place, and it can be pretty deregulated. I think that the chaos of it all is going to be too much to actually control, and before anything really bad would happen, ideally, I think people would take a stand against it. But I don't really know. Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right. Should we do a fish tier list? Well, I'll do that later. Let's see. Let's see what's going on with the Federal News Network. Yeah, I will say, like, the big thing about RTO is that there's just not enough space. I don't really know what the thought process is or how they would actually get it to work. we shall see. I think my Twitch stream, I had to file it under politics. It made me file it under politics or something, so it's kind of like suppressed a little bit, I think. It's got like supposedly mature content. I don't really know what that means. Yeah, I guess the one thing I don't really understand, like I know the theory is that telework um, is not necessarily going away. I don't know. I don't really know. Honestly, the thing about Trump is that the messaging is so bad because he's just bad. I think it's all bad. He's like a bad leader. Um, so I think a lot of people just are kind of in the wind and don't really know what it really means to return to office in this way. And we'll see how much they actually try and enforce it. I mean, the interesting thing is that the federal government is like the #1 job creator in the country. They employ the most people by far, including, and then if you add in like contractors and the contract grants and then all that money that goes out into the economy, it's like, I think it's going to be hard to sell the downsizing of the federal government to his constituents and his weird oligarchical allies because they make so much freaking money off of federal contracts and federal employees. So I think kind of the game plan is to get rid of the people who are not as loyal to him maybe and focus on the people, increase individual workload so that they can push people out and then bring in their weird cronies and all that. All right. I do want to see if I can find a video about it. There was an ICE raid in Chicago, I think, where they were supposed to go to a school.
And Doug.
You'll be back!
So far, we have not seen any mass deportations in the Chicago
How loud
area,
is the video
but
for you
Governor
guys?
J.B. Pritzker says as many as 2,000 people with criminal records could be targeted. As CPS returns to class today from a long weekend, there's concern students from immigrant families might stay home. CPS issued a statement to ABC7 writing that it, quote, does not plan to share private student-level information with immigrants.
Yeah, I guess one thing that I'm very interested about is how they're going to, do this angle. I mean, obviously ICE is federal, right? And this is an interesting thing because a lot of conversations I've had with right-wing supporters is that they like what Trump's doing because when you take power away from the federal government and hand it back to the states, then states can, they believe in state power and less federal oversight. But then you have this. I mean, I don't know what is larger federal oversight than literally federal agents going into schools and arresting children and sending them out of the country. That's the most federal oversight I've ever heard in my entire life.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement, except in the rare case where there is a court order or consent from a parent or guardian. We spoke with Erin, a CPS and Chicago Teachers Union delegate for her school, who says fellow staff members have been preparing for the sweeping changes to the immigration policy. Erin says the so-called sanctuary team at her school includes nearly a dozen educators who know what to do in case of a raid. She says the president's hard line on immigration will have repercussions for student learning.
I think that it's rather disgusting and shameful that he's decided to target children or, people that seek refuge in churches. And I think that a lot of educators feel similarly, which is why a lot of them have decided to start or join sanctuary teams at their school.
In Pilsen, Pastor Emma Lozano of Lincoln United Methodist Church says her congregation has actually pivoted to virtual services to protect parishioners, roughly half of whom.
I don't know, it's just kind of crazy, I think that I can't imagine the majority of the people who voted for him have ever met, frick that. Dude, how do we feel about Marvel Rivals? Do we fuck with Marvel Rivals or nah? I fuck with Marvel Rivals. But let's just say I kind of like bro likes the shark. Yeah, government overreach. My mom. I think Overwatch is still better. It's definitely watch till I die for sure. I don't know. Marvel Rivals is kind of mid. What is that emote? Feel free to give me your Twitch Prime subs, guys. Beyond Discovery. China has launched new generation transport. Should we watch a YouTube short live on stream? Dude, what does it think I like? Bro's a Marvel player. Dude, your whole stack is trying to head back to Overwatch too. Let's just go to news. Let's see what's going on. Oh, actually, let's see is he actually in California? That's kind of good. I think this will be an interesting put on some Mr. Beast. White men. Bro, I have not seen. Did you watch the Beast games? I thought you were watching Severance. I think that the like contemporary like new challenges he's gonna have to face in office, especially like COVID, are gonna show his real weakness, or maybe he'll step up. Like I think, I don't know, stepping up would be kind of cool. Oh, he already took away the. Oh, that's so interesting. He took away Dr. Anthony Fauci's security detail. That's crazy. I think it's interesting. Like if let's say Dr. Fauci gets killed or assassinated or hurt, like. Is that not the same thing as the assassination of MLK, JFK? Like, how is that any different, right? Like, you're basically just setting him up to die if that's the angle you're going for. So I don't see how that's any different. If he stepped up and just straight up provided support and funding without, like, the scary thing that a lot of people were talking about is like Trump might provide conditional aid. Like, let's say conditional aid if. You know, I'll give you money to fix up California if you allow my ICE agents to come in and get rid of all the migrants, and you have to help us. Like, that's the scary thing, is like he might tie it to something like that, which is absurd. Like, that's a huge overstep for any president, let alone a Republican president. I couldn't imagine anyone would be into that. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I mean, getting rid of the January, like, yeah, they're gonna cause problems for sure, and let alone, yeah, it's literally like, this is what I was saying the other day. He like went into Arkham and let out the Joker, the Scarecrow, the Riddler. He literally just went into Arkham and got rid of all the scary guys and let them back out on the street for Batman to deal with again. Yeah, the Bitcoin drug lord, dude's crazy. Like they're like super villains. Like they're straight up like. I don't even know how else. I don't know how you can look at that. If you guys remember, oh yeah, the what was his name? The Jan 6 shaman guy. I don't know how you can look at this guy. He's definitely like, he's the Joker, if you were to compare him. Just look at him, bro. And he's out. And I saw an interview where, oh, dude, wait, you guys gotta see this. Dude, he's such a dickhead.
Jake, you pleaded guilty.
I pleaded guilty. So is this how we do things in England? I say, yes, you can't see, the forest for the trees, my dear.
He's such a dickhead, bro. Look at the shirt he's wearing.
Why did you plead guilty then? First, I've been speaking to one of those who has been pardoned, Jacob Chansley, known to many online as QAnon Shaman.
I think, to be fair, and, I'm not trying to give him any grace, I think he straight up pled guilty because he thought he was going to get pardoned by Donald Trump. So in that way, it did kind of work, I guess. It is crazy, though. Dude, he's such a freak.
He faced federal charges of... Well, how you remember it?
Well, I remember it all being a lot different than the mockingbirds in the media have spun it, that's for sure.
He's a bit of a
The
poet, though, low-key.
chaos and the violence that took place outside the building that day was largely provoked,
I
as
don't know
far
why
as
he
I
would do
remember,
that.
by
I
tear
don't know,
gas,
bro.
concussion grenades, and rubber bullets being shot into a peaceful crowd. It was after all that all hell broke loose.
I love the juxtaposition of what he's saying with the video. Like, what is he talking about?
So that
That's
usually
not
gets forgotten.
peaceful.
I think that the whole thing has just been mischaracterized in so many ways, myself included. I mean, people think I'm an insurrectionist or a Republican. I'm a libertarian.
Bro, saying you're a libertarian is not like a admission of innocence. I don't know how that's better. We got a couple of Jan Sixers in chat. What was your experience there with the with this guy? Was he chill or nah?
There's so much distortion because of the media. One of the things I like to say is you don't realize how distorted the media lens actually is until you see your own reflection in it.
Well, now is your chance to be absolutely clear about this. Are you saying you did not go into that building to try to stop the certification of the accurate 2020 US presidential election result?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did not go into the building for that reason. And the fact that you still think that I did just shows how distorted the media lens.
Dude, this is like classic gaslighting, bro.
Actually,
on that point, Jake,
that's never been my intention.
I'm just literally looking at what you pleaded guilty to. That's what I'm going from. You pleaded guilty to unlawfully obstructing an official proceeding, i.e.,
and
the
didn't the
certification
Supreme
of that.
Court say that? But didn't the Supreme Court just say that that is not a practical application of the law whatsoever, and that the government was bending the law to gain convictions out of people?
No.
Give us your reaction to being...
No, that's not what happened at all. Oh, there's a new update. Let's see. Trump administration tests ability to send mass email to federal employees. I did get that today. Wait, I also did not respond yes. But I thought it was a phishing scam. Wait, that was the thing. It's like I got the email and I thought it was a phishing scam, so I reported it like everyone else does because it looked so sketchy. So I don't know. I would not call it an act of resistance. That's fine.
Though. Pardoned for that day by President Trump.
It feels just like it should.
Dude, this guy is a freak.
Well, I think that pretty much says it all.
Oh, no.
Describe your...
This is actually the Joker.
Emotions when you heard.
I think I heard... I got the news from my lawyer when I was at the gym. And I walked outside and I screamed freedom at the top of my lungs and then gave a good Native American war cry.
And did you expect him to follow through on what he has promised on a number of occasions through the campaign trail?
I expect Donald Trump to be a man of his word like he has been for decades. And that is a track record that we don't have with pretty much any politician in D.C. for the most part. Very few have that kind of a record of saying.
Okay, you could say you're going to do something, but if you say you're going to do something bad and then you do it, that's not like a good thing. Just because you're truthful doesn't make you a good person.
The same things and doing the same things, which are pro-American, for over 30 years.
You wrote on X
for over 30 years.
After you'd heard the news, "Thank you, President Trump. I'm going to buy some mother effing guns."
Whoever the fuck made this?
Because presumably now your record has been wiped clean, you are allowed to buy guns.
Now I'm going to buy some guns. Dude, we're so fucked. I had a guy who was trying to DM debate me on TikTok earlier, and he was talking about, talking about how Trump got rid of the school safety board, which is designed to reduce school shootings or prevent them if possible. And I was like, I can't believe he got rid of them. Like, that's terrible. And then this dude was like, oh, it's good because now the states can handle it. And I was like, well, why do you think they made the school board in the first place? The states weren't doing their goddamn job. And it's just like the obsession with guns and deregulation is so crazy to me, because I think a lot of these guys, you know, I say guys, I just mean people in general, but like all of these people who are so pro-gun, I think a lot of them live in areas where generally speaking, guns are not like a huge issue because there's not that many people. So like you use the gun to hunt, you do it for sport, you like to shoot guns, and you're going to see one person every 6 months maybe at the, you know, when you have to drive up to get like emergency groceries during a snowstorm or something. So to them, I say, you know, I get it. I get why you're not into regulation, but the government can't just make laws for one person or another person. They make laws for everyone. And the laws that are in place are not working because people in your state, maybe they don't live in these rural ass areas, are dying to gun violence or in schools from gun violence. Like, it's still happening in your state, and your state's not doing anything about it. So I don't see how giving all that power back to the states is going to fix anything, because the school boards and all of that is still the federal government giving money to the state for one specific reason. It's not just to give money out or to do this program or do that. It's literally to give money to the state to do the job they said they're going to do. So I don't think reducing the money you're going to give to the state is going to reduce anything.
Again, is that what you're going to do? Have you gone out and bought them already?
Oh, yeah. Well, I want you to think about something. The mockingbirds in the media and the government demonized me. They made me social pariah. They attached things like QAnon, conspiracy theorist, white supremacist, insurrectionist, racist, homophobe, terrorist. They attached all those labels to my image.
I don't know if it's them.
And then they imprisoned me for 27 months, 10 and a half in solitary confinement. And then they released me to the public as...
He does, you know, he gives off an oddly sexual energy that I think must have been very popular in the prison. And that's okay. You know, I think he was able to explore himself a little bit, come out a different man. Yeah, he is all those. That's the thing. 4 years. This dude's crazy. I mean,
social pariah without the ability to own a firearm. So I can...
He's crazy. Like, they wanted to... It's like good content because he's absurd.
Never really actually bring in a gun to a gunfight. I always have to bring a knife to a gunfight. And you do realize how wrong that is, right?
Jake, you pleaded guilty.
I pleaded guilty. So is this how we do things in England? I say, yes, you can't see, you know, the forest for the trees, my dear.
Dude, he just busted out the craziest accent.
Why did you plead guilty then?
Have you ever been in solitary confinement before?
Tell me why you pled guilty.
Is literally like
I'm asking you the question. Have you ever been in solitary confinement? The answer is no. Have you ever had the media and the government simultaneously mischaracterizing your involvement in some sort of a politicized travesty that is being used to actually circumvent the law and certify an election that in every way, shape, and form has all the hallmarks of a regime change and corruption?
Okay, bro, your guy literally got on TV and said, we stole the fucking election. Let's find that. Let's find that clip. I know he was talking about Elon. She's not a felon yet. Dude, why would anyone ever be in solitary confinement, you know? Is it this one?
Patty, we heard almost two scripted where was the so-called sense of fear. Your
steps of his presence.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Dude, it's a crazy question. C-SPAN. They got it on C-SPAN, but they don't have it anywhere else. That's actually crazy. This is like suppression. Loading ad. The fuck?
Get a limited time Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee and save big like Dave.
Dude, C-SPAN, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of this is like... Oh, here we go.
I got both of them. I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026 and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election and now we won. So I'm going to be your president for the Olympics and for the World Cup. So, Johnny, thank you for the...
I don't know, like, a lot of times people, you don't want to just feed into the fire and be like, he literally just said it. He said he rigged the election. But, like, how else can you interpret that? It's not like this is the full context. He's talking about how during when he was president, they were able to secure the hosting of the Olympics and the World Cup. And then he's talking about how he wouldn't be the president. Sounds like he's saying Biden rigged the election. Oh, you mean like they rigged it for him? Or like they rigged it the other way around? Oh, I see what you're saying. That's crazy. That's like bad public speaking then, in my opinion. But I get what you're saying, yeah. Either way, like, still just touting this narrative of people rigging elections in general is crazy. Like, whether he's saying he did it or whether they're saying Joe Biden did it, like, it's just the distrust and mistrust and the misinformation that's going on in our political system is, like, the real problem. Because the number one thing that keeps a democracy going is, like, trust that the system's working effectively. So it's just bad. It's just not good. And I'm not hyped about it. Dude, Mark Zuckerberg is a freak. Yeah, the Oathkeeper guy. Oh my god, he's crazy. I don't know. There's this woman who turned down the pardon. She's like, yeah, I committed a crime. Like, I don't want to turn it down. I don't know. It's crazy. Let's see. Except for southern border posts. Okay. Like that's gonna do anything. 4 pending appeals. What appeals? Okay, that's not really that crazy. Dealing with the environment. Student loan forgiveness when borrowers believe they were defrauded by the university. That's would suck if they didn't follow through with that. I don't know. Yeah, of course Putin's trying to manipulate Trump. Dude. Dude, the craziest thing about Russia and Ukraine is that literally, if Russia just stopped, the violence would stop. And it's pretty much the same as Israel and Palestine. Like, if Israel just stopped, that would be the end of it. And that's like the thing about aggressors and these situations that are complicated but not so complicated, where the imminent threat and danger that's being presented to any group of people has some kind of resolution, some immediate resolution that will prevent further harm. That has to be the course of action that they take immediately. And I think that's the message that gets lost in the nuanced conversation. Like, we can talk about border disputes and civil rights and all these things later, but when you have 2 active war zones going on, you can't have these conversations and these nuanced conversations while one group is under duress and the other one's just fucking aggressive as hell. So I think that's a serious thing that we need to figure out. Yeah, that's annoying. I just think I don't know, man. It's gonna be an interesting. It's literally only the first 5 days. Let's see what's going on with Elon and Doge. Oh, CNN, what you got for me? The Mint produced over 4.5 billion. Yada yada circulated. So what? Stop making pennies? You know? That's pretty funny. Abolishing the coin. I guess if it costs too much. Let's see. What is this you sent? Did that, and then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania, and he's a popular guy. Oh yeah. And then, oh yeah, he really knows computers. He knows those computers better than anybody. The only penny I want is Parker. Hey, yo, bro, she's like 14. That's crazy. The fuck are you talking about? Dude. Dude, they're coming for the... Dude, the penny 9 months later. Dude, what is this? Neutral sentiment, fear, and greed index? I've never seen this one before. Extreme fear, extreme greed. What? Bro. That's a clip for sure. Fuck a stock market. I don't even know what that is. I mean, I don't use pennies. I've got one right here. It's not gonna ever be spent probably. So they can have it if they want it. Why the penny could hold the key to saving U.S. taxpayers over $170 million. Dude, the other thing about like Vivek just getting kicked out is so poetic because it's like the classic moment where the guy thinks he made it into the tent and then they just kick him out of the last thing and they're like, oh, you know, thanks for all your hard work, but you didn't make it this time, kid. Try better next time. And then he just gets shoved back down to the minor leagues. Just, you know, it's fucked up, but I don't know what anyone expected. $120 in change. That's actually crazy. What's been your favorite car to drive so far? Over at the old rental spot. Camry. I do fuck with the Camry. I like Mazda more, but Camry was like definitely a chance, like a Toyota. I don't know, dude. Politics is crazy. Like, it just sucks that it's all happening so fast and it's just producing so much anxiety. And that's, you know, he's doing it for the ratings, right? Like, he's literally just doing it for the ratings to make everyone anxious and freaked out. And he doesn't actually care about the success of any of his policies. He just wants to, you know, be remembered for causing fear and forcing people to watch. That's all it is. What even is Stargate? A new company which intends to invest $500 billion building new AI infrastructure. What the hell does AI infrastructure even mean? I mean, I like AI, don't get me wrong. Like, I think it has a serious future. It's just not, I don't like this AI. Like, I like real AI, not, you know, corporate bastardization of basically trying to enslave computers. I do like NVIDIA. I don't really, so what are they building? Just like hardware sites? Yeah. Basically, I only like the real AI because pretty much I'm pretty much not a replicant. They be having drama too. They love the drama. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is that? Is that somebody we're supposed to know? He's a weird looking guy. I don't actually have the money, Muskerud. Oh, they don't actually have the money. Okay, well, it seems like money's not the real problem here. Who is the short dude? I don't know. He's kind of chilling, though. No, I don't want to watch that. He is kind of chilling. He looks like a... Okay, yeah, kind of.
Searching for a reliable use.
I would say he does, too. Genuinely, who is that? Joshua Boak? Maybe they're saying
intelligence project. It's called Stargate, and the leaders of OPS, there's an administration between the many people and increases someone's productivity. And what Larry Ellison of Oracle and Sam Altman of OpenAI discussed on Wednesday was that in this case, it could even help to treat cancer.
Oh, a little bit of a thumbs up there. He's got kind of a weak finger. You know, that's not wrong. Like, AI will do big things in the future, but I don't want it to do big things for this guy. You know, I want it to do big things for us. So, fuck him. Microsoft. Ooh, that's awkward. But I have to say, OpenAI partnership, yada yada. 80 billion is crazy. Oh, I don't know. These guys are just. They're in a different world than we all are, and they don't give a fuck about any of us. And that's the scary thing. Alright, what's everyone's favorite fish? Put it in chat. We can go over everyone's favorite fish. I'll start with mine. I don't fuck with caviar, but I like the white sturgeon. It's big as fuck, and I'm into that. Alligator gar, we'll do that one in a sec. Look at this thing. It's like a beast. This is like a chill one. Look at this one. That's like... Nothing should be that big in a river or a lake, but, you know, it is. But they're chill. They don't really do much. They just sort of like swim around and get big. Look at this thing. And yeah, they make a lot of caviar out of them. Bush-legged fishing? Yeah, that's true. Look at that thing! What the hell is that? Oh my god, it's huge. They seem chill, though. Like, I would probably swim with them. Like, I don't really think they, like, eat big things. They're not like hunters. They... Toothless, protruding mouth, eat crayfish, worms, clams, and fish. Yeah, see, I'm none of those things, so it wouldn't try and eat me. Yeah, probably not. Alright, let's check out the alligator gar. Oh, we can do alligator gar versus sturgeon. Oh! Dude, what the fuck's going on with its mouth? It kind of looks like a dolphin in this one. Damn, those teeth are kind of crazy, though. I would not swim with this one. This gets like a 1 out of 10 on the would swim with it scale. That's a big one. Oh, shit. Spotted pleco. How big did those get? Let's see. These are just the little ones, right? What's the biggest kind? Damn, that's some crazy colors. Actually, that's actually tough. Biggest pleco. Oh. See, this is why I like Google, because it knows what I want. Oh shit, that's a chunky pleco. That's a pretty big one. That's kind of creepy. I don't really fuck with that. That one seems kind of chill, though. Boss, why is his mouth like that? Dude, he's sucking off the tank. Chill. That's how he eats. What's it doing? What's it doing to that? What's it doing to the manatee? It's kind of like not cool. Alright. Biggest freshwater fish. Diddy fish? Oh yeah, I remember when Jeremy Wade caught one of these giant river stingrays. Stingray. Oh shit, that's an arapaima, I think. That's another one that Jeremy Wade caught once. Oh shit, that's a fat ass catfish. Yeah, see, these are the arapaima. They like, it says sturgeon, but I'm like 99% sure that's an arapaima. Let me look it up. Yeah, see? Google knows what I want. Yo, oh my god. Why is this dude so built? And why is this fish so big? Yeah, see, there's Jeremy Wade. Fun fact, that fish actually gave Jeremy Wade long-term heart problems because what it does is it swims really fast and rams its head into things real hard. And that's how it hunts, and it did that to his chest, and it like caved it in. And so he had like a heart murmur for a while because his heart wasn't beating correctly. What the hell? You think that fish is big or that dude's just small? Because like it kind of looks edited. Yeah, the fish was hard, and it got hard because of him. Who the fuck is this guy? He seems chill AF. Fish, human for scale. Symbiotic hardness. Yeah. All right, any other favorite fishes? I don't want to talk about politics at the end here because I'm already depressed, so let's focus on something happy. Oarfish? Which lines should I take for Sunday's game? All right, you're taking... Let's think. I think it's the Commanders. You take them on the... You take the game on the over. You take Commanders on the money line. All right, see ya. Let's check out the Oarfish then. I remember I think there's a Japanese legend about the Oarfish where what happens is if you see one or it washes up on shore, that's the sign of a disaster that's going to happen. And I think what scientists think is that they're like hypersensitive deep sea sort of like drifters. And what happens is when they feel a tectonic plate shift, it causes them to head to the surface. And I guess I don't really know how they die. So I don't really know how the folklore works, but oh yeah, I fuck with Japan heavy. But I think that's why people see them when there's going to be a disaster like a tsunami, because the tectonic plates shift. They look fucking crazy though. They seem chill though. I don't know. Dude, recently I've been like, fuck working, fuck living in the city. I just want to go and like live in nature and be with an oarfish, to be honest. Not like romantically, just like physically. It would be nice to not be around all the BS and just be able to hang out in the ocean. Like, this dude seems like he's having a good ass time. You know they have river dolphins? What about eels? The ocean is definitely safer. The ocean is safer than the fucking southern border right now. I guess if you're white, it's probably, you know, fine down there. But yeah, river dolphins are crazy. Let me check them out. Snowflake eel? What the fuck is that? Oh shit. That's a crazy looking dude. It's like a moray eel. Those things are vicious. I heard they're super dangerous. They're like the eel in Mario where they just come out of the cave and eat you and kill you and you die. They're really pretty though. I had a fish tank back in the day. Maybe I should take up fish tanking once again. I don't know. I'll definitely know that I'll have like fish or like a pond or something when I grow up and have land or something. That'd be so sick to have like a lake you can fish on your property. You just pull up there every single day. That would be so sick. Little baby. All right. 90-gallon salt water tank in the living room. Minimum. Dude, did you guys ever watch that show Tanked on, I think it was on Animal Planet? I used to religiously watch that show where they would make all the crazy tanks for all the celebrities and stuff. Dude, the best one was the one that when they made for Shaq. That one was so sick. I would definitely get one of those tanks. Shaq fish. Wait, we could look it up real quick, actually. Shaq-sized. The tank deficit. Whoa. I swear they did an outdoor one for him, too. I could be wrong. This is crazy. The funny thing is, like, this fish tank is, like, mostly the decoration. It's not really the fish tank. What's the video of Charlie D'Amelio you're talking about? Did I miss it? Tanked. Oh, wait. Tanked biggest tank. Slimmed. Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, this is too much. Like, you wouldn't really want this in your house. I mean, maybe you do, but... Mega church! They made a mega church fish tank? Dude. Okay, I fucking hate mega churches, but they are drippy as hell. I like this one. This one's so sick. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Whoa. Playable fish. I feel like you probably shouldn't play that. Best fish tank ever. Oh, so we're just getting for people to buy. Any TikTok influencers? I'm actually a TikTok influencer. You should follow me on TikTok. I post there sometimes. I kind of like this one. r/gaming. Yeah, I do fuck with aquariums. Baltimore aquariums is so tough. My influence or my advice as a budding TikToker is to not bud. And also to not post. And also to uninstall the app, probably. Bro, what's your audience? Nano Aquarium. Nano? Wait, Anna from Overwatch. Sonny, are we playing Overwatch tonight, or did you have to head out? Let's see if he's still here. No baddies. Alright, I'm probably going to call this stream here. Thank you guys for watching. I'm about to keep streaming probably an hour on weekdays. Mostly talking about politics, sometimes talking about chill stuff, hopefully. Maybe doing some React Andy shit. See ya.